You want to learn about attracting money? Look at me, I'm in direct alignment. If you want to learn about attracting money, abundance, finances, changing your bank account numbers, listen to this live. So important. It's all about our subconscious beliefs. Grand Rising, everybody. We're going to be reading from the Success Principles today. And I like to just open a book. And as soon as I open the book, no matter what page it is, that's where I read from. So I'm reading from a certain page. I have these little tab things now that I apparently am more organized than most time in my life. Grand Rising, everybody. I wanted to tell you a little story, as I always do. Watching a video, and this never occurred to me until I watched this. How speaking words are way more powerful vibrationally than just thinking them. So we can think about a scenario all day long, and that has a vibration that goes out. And then it finds the like vibration, and it brings more of that to you, right? So if you're thinking all day long, oh my God, I'm never going to make enough money. Like, I don't have enough money. I'm so broke. You're thinking it, but you're not speaking it. That still has vibrational energy. So the universe will bring you more reasons to show you that you're broke and you don't have money. Just bad things will happen all the time. Unfortunately, I have a leak in my house. My toilet stopped working. I have to get my car fixed. Vibrationally, it's just matching your energy. But when we speak it, when I'm talking right now, if you put your hand, everybody that's sitting here, put your hand on your throat and start to talk. Just say anything out loud. You literally feel the vibration. The vibration. So when you are thinking something, that's a vibrational energy floating out into the universe. But when you're actually saying it, it's so much more of a physical vibration that's coming out of your body. I'm so broke. You say that out loud. That vibrational energy is even more strong than the thoughts that you have about it. So if you think something, change the thought. When you speak something, that's a whole physical vibrational energy as well as a mental, spiritual energy. So we have to be really careful about the words that we say out loud. Right? I'm glad you're here too. Oh my God, I'm so fat. I just can't lose this weight. Oh, my hair is getting so thin. I look so old. Hold on to your throat and say that. And say how powerful my words are, how powerful that vibration is. So not only am I thinking it, making that vibration strong, but I'm also speaking it out in abracadabra. Exactly. I speak, therefore I am. Something like that. You are actually vibrationally, physically vibrationally putting that out there. So if you truly want to change your life, if you truly want to attract all the things that you want, we're talking about money and abundance today. If you really want to attract these things and you're saying, oh, I can't go to dinner tonight, I just can't afford it. I would love to go, but money is tight right now. Be careful of the words that you are speaking because you are vibrating those things right here. Hold your throat and talk out loud. That vibration in that video was just like, wow, I never even thought of that. Everything that I speak is on a vibrational frequency. Everything that I think is on a vibrational frequency. But when I say it out loud, it becomes even more powerful because it's actually amplified. So think about the words that you say all day. Oh, how are you? Oh my God, how are you today? Oh, I'm not really feeling great. Instead of, oh, I'm getting better every day. Even if you don't believe that, what you speak, you become. What you think, you are. So all these things together collectively, thinking something as well as speaking it. Imagine how strong that vibration has to become to continue to make you what you already are. Yeah, I'm looking for a job. It's so hard to find a job these days. AI is taking over all the jobs. All the jobs are in another country. We're speaking all these things into existence. So if we want true wealth, maybe if you don't even want wealth, you just want enough money to do what you want. Wealth is a definition that no one can really put into words. It doesn't have a dollar amount. It means this is what means you're wealthy. You can give someone 100 million, like that's nothing. I'm a billionaire. You can give someone 10,000. It's everything. But it's everything that we are thinking is what we are becoming. So if we continue, I'm saying this to myself, to allow scenarios to swindle us, lower our vibration, what I have learned and am continuing to learn, did I say everything works out better than I ever thought it could? In this scenario, everything is working out better than I even thought it could. Even though maybe someone's sending you an email that's like, are you kidding me? Even though someone might tell you that so-and-so said this, and you're like, what? I can't believe this. Even if it's surprising, even if it's unfavorable, what I have learned and am learning is that all I'm going to say is, this situation worked out better than I ever could have thought. No matter what my present circumstances are, because if it's not your desired end, it's not the end. What does that mean? Your desired end, the law of assumption, is assuming that which you want to be true. You assume it's already true. So if my end is, let's just say, I'm a multimillionaire. If what's happening to me right now reflects even the opposite of that, that's not my end. So that middle area is called the bridge of incidence. And I always give this example. If you're building a bridge and you have to get to the other side of it, if there's no bridge right there, you can't just get to the other side. There's all water. Maybe there's sharks in the water. Maybe there's alligators in the water. You can't just go in the water and swim to the other side. So what happens in between getting from this side of the river to that side of the river? You are building a bridge. And maybe you run out of bricks, you run out of steel, you run out of bolts. Or you're just going to leave half of it done and be like, oh, I ran out of bolts, so I guess that's the end. That's not your desired end. Your desired end is get to the other side. So no matter how many challenges you face along the way of your bridge to build it, those are the bridge of incidents. There's going to be so many incidents that happen to you along the way of your journey of attracting love, of attracting wealth, of attracting happiness, joy, the perfect job, the perfect life, the perfect home. Maybe you're putting a down payment on a house and something falls through and you're like, I can't believe this. This is unbelievable. This is my dream house, blah, 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 blah. And you accept that as true. You're probably not going to end up getting that property. But if you say, it's okay, there's always hiccups in the road when you're buying a house. There's always things that will happen that are not favorable to you. It's mine. I'm not worried about it. Totally different energy than, I knew this was going to happen. People told me I shouldn't have bought. I'm so stupid. Totally different energy. Those are the bridge of incidents. If it's not your desired end, it ain't the end. Whether it's with another person, any kind of scenario, something that you're planning for a long time falls through for some reason, you weren't meant to do it at that time. But if your desired end and you stick with your mind and your eye on the prize, it doesn't matter what happens over here. It matters what you're focusing on over there. Follow? You can do an experiment with 3 plants. Positive talk, ignore negative talk. You'd be surprised. There's so many things that prove that energy, what energy does. Some people say if you put like some kind of like rap music or something low vibrational next to a plant, the plant actually like pushes itself away. But if you play classical music, it moves towards it. Why? It's energy. It's energy. That's all that it is. We are energy. Everything around us is energy. And if we just look at it from that perspective and things aren't going your way, change the energy. Change the energy. That's all that you got to do. Everything works out better than I ever thought it could or would. If you don't like the way things are, everything works out perfectly. I don't give a shit if my whole house burns down. Everything works out perfectly for me. Maybe my house was meant to burn down because I'm going to get this other house that was a million times nicer than this house that I'm living in. Everything works out perfectly for me. When you cannot be shifted or moved, that's when you're really in your true power. Have I mastered that yet fully? Absolutely not. But every day I'm challenged to say, what is coming out of this? The only thing that's coming out, and I already know the answer. If you want to know the answer to something, go into your thoughts. What are your thoughts about it? Oh, this could never work out. She could never love me. I'm always abandoned. No, my whole family was poor. We were poor immigrants. We came here and, we've been struggling our whole life. That's your answer right there. Your answer is right there. Yeah, I could never be in a relationship. It just doesn't work out. There's your answer right there. You don't need a magic genie. You don't need a psychic. You don't need a medium to tell you what your life is going to look like, because you already have the answer. The answer is within yourself. And it's very simple. It's not like I have to go search inside myself. Well, where is the answer? The answer is in every single thought that you have. The answer is in every single thing that you do every day. The answer is in how you speak. The answer is in how you present yourself. If I say everything works out for the best, that's what the outcome is going to be. If you say nothing ever happens, I have the worst luck in the world. If you say that, there's your answer. You don't have to go looking for how do I get good luck? There is no such thing as luck. There's a such thing as a vibration. And if every single day your vibration is low energy and I'm always complaining and my life sucks and I have all these illnesses and why this and why does she have that? How can that person be like this? Wake up, fam. The answer is already within you and it's just your thoughts. You don't have to go digging. You don't have to open the treasure chest. The answer is your thoughts. What am I thinking every day that is attracting this shit? There's my answer. That's why my life looks the way that it does. Reprogramming the subconscious mind is no easy feat. And is it impossible? No, because look at all the multi-millionaire successful people, happy people. Somewhere in their life, they decided, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of my own shit. And they learned this and they studied this and they mastered their mind. They mastered how to wrangle the most wild beast on earth, our mind, the human mind and consciousness. Why is the human mind and consciousness so hard to wrangle? Because there's no end to it. There is no end to it. Our human imagination, there is no end. So how do you capture something and keep it in a cage when there's literally no end? The human mind can go in any direction that it wants. The human mind can run to the other side of the earth with its thoughts. And you better go chase after it. But once you begin to reel in your thoughts and you put them on a leash, your life will start to change. We are not out of control. We're just taught that we have no control over our reality or how it is even shaped and molded. But that couldn't be further from the truth. If we are taught that the kingdom of God is within us, what does that mean? These aren't just words. They actually mean something. The kingdom of God is within you. God is infinite. His kingdom is infinite. There is no, it's eternal, it's never ending. Just like what? The human consciousness and imagination, it doesn't end. That is your God self. And it's hard to wrangle something that we have given to the programming of society. What a well thought out master plan. Is to make people believe they have no control over their reality. So they say that they killed Jesus is because he taught people that God was within him. He taught people that that you are the temple, that the temple is within you. The kingdom of God is within you. Walk by faith, not by sight. All these things. So if I walk by faith, faith means believing the unseen, not by the things that I'm seeing. Because if I'm walking by the things that I'm seeing and I don't like it, that's going to affect my reality. But if I'm walking with the faith that great things happen to me all the time. Even though this reality is not what I want right now, it doesn't mean I ain't getting it. It just means that timing is everything. It just means that the universe is pulling together all of the puzzle pieces that need to complete my puzzle to get to my end desire. That's what it means. I always think that my little monologues are going to be short, and then I just start rambling. Jack Canfield, The Success Principles. Which one did I do today? Let's see. Oh. Be clear why you're here. I want you guys to answer this question. Do you know what your purpose is? Do you know what your purpose is on this earth? So I think that's where a lot of us go wrong, is that we don't even actually ask ourselves this question. What is your purpose here on earth? I've been a teacher forever. Thanks, BJ. I've been a teacher my whole life. From when I was a kid, I was teaching people how to dance. I was always inspirational, and I always made people believe that they could do things that they never thought that they could do. Thank you, Karen. That's always been my superpower. And now I teach people how to take their power back. And that's what I enjoy more than anything, is watching people, making people a believer of themselves. And I'll tell you, when I taught cheerleading, I think I love that more than actually dance, because there were some crazy stunts that I would see at like huge competitions and stuff, and my kids were like the Bad News Bears. Inner city high school, these kids couldn't give a shit about discipline. None of them, like, I had a couple talented girls on my squad. There was a couple, core 4 or 5 maybe. And the rest of them couldn't give a shit. They were lazy. They didn't want to do anything. And I whipped these kids into shape. I would show them certain stunts, like, oh, we could never do that. And I made them do it and made them a believer that they can. There were so many things that I would show them, like, what? I can't do that. And I was like, you're going to do it. And they did it. And I still get messages from some of these kids standing like, thank you for pushing me and showing me that, like, I could do more than I ever thought that I could do. And I never looked at it that way, but that's always been my purpose. Do you know what your purpose is? Libby in the house. I'm about to go climb stairs thanks to this patch. I love it. Be clear why you're here. Learn to get in touch with the silence within yourself and know that everything in life has a purpose. I believe each one of us is born with a life purpose. Identifying, acknowledging, and honoring this purpose is perhaps the most important action successful people take. They take the time to understand what they're here to do, and then they pursue that with passion and enthusiasm. So right now I'm writing an ebook called Shut Up and Manifest. I believe this is so necessary. And again, I get messages from many of you all the time, like, I did this and this changed my life. I did this and now this is happening for me. We all have a purpose, but do you know what it is? Not everyone's purpose is helping people in the way or in what I'm doing. We all have a different journey. Maybe you're here to create art, and that inspires other people to also create art. What is your story? What is your why? What is your why? What were you put on earth to do? I discovered long ago what I was put on this earth to do. I determined my true purpose in life, my right livelihood. I discovered how to inject passion and determination into every activity I undertake. And I learned how purpose can bring an aspect of fun and fulfillment to virtually everything that I do. Now I'd like to help uncover the same secret for you. You see, without a purpose in life, it's easy to get sidetracked on your life's journey. It's easy to wander and drift, accomplishing little. But with a purpose, everything in life seems to fall into place. To be on purpose means you're doing what you love to do, doing what you're good at, and accomplishing what's important to you. When you truly are on purpose, the people, resources, and opportunities you need naturally gravitate towards you. That's how you know if you're on the right track, if things are happening easily for you, effortlessly for you. It all falls into place. But when things keep going wrong all the time, it's kind of the universe diversion of saying like, hey, I don't think this is it. I don't think this is it for you. It's like trying to just shove a circular piece into a square hole. And it's like, not going to happen, babe. It's made of wood. It's not going to happen. Not going to bend. Are things effortless for you in life? And sometimes it's a hard lesson because we want that circle to fit into the square. And we keep trying and we keep trying and we keep trying and we keep trying and we get hurt doing it mentally, physically, emotionally. But we keep trying and we keep trying and we keep trying. And then something else happens that redirects you somewhere else. And you're like, oh my God, this was so easy. It's like, oh, really? It took you that long to figure that out? Okay. Same for me. All of us have been there. The world benefits too because when you act in alignment with your true life purpose, all of your actions automatically serve others. My life purpose is to inspire and empower people to live their highest vision in a context of love and joy. I inspire people to live their highest vision by collecting and disseminating inspiring stories through the Chicken Soup for the Soul. So that's what this author, his first book or one of his books was Chicken Soup for the Soul. And he wanted to tell inspiring stories to help other people do what inspires them. Here are the life purpose statements of some of my friends. It is important to note that they have all become self-made millionaires through the fulfillment of their life purpose. One is to inspire and empower people to achieve their destiny, to uplift humanity's consciousness through business, to humbly serve the Lord by being a loving, playful, powerful, and passionate example of the absolute joy that is available to us the moment we rejoice in God's gifts and sincerely love and serve all of his creations, to leave the world a better place than I found it for horses and for people too. So it's like, some people want a farm. Some people want an animal sanctuary where they take care of abused animals or whatever it is. And decide upon your major definite purpose in life and then organize all of your activities around it. That's a really important one. Decide upon your definite purpose in life and then organize all of your activities around it. Once you know what your life purpose is, you can organize all of your activities around it. Everything you do should be an expression of your purpose. If an activity doesn't fit that formula, you wouldn't work on it, period. So that just goes to show you that if you're wasting time doing things that don't contribute to your why, you're kind of just wasting time. I just want part of a book collab where I wrote a chapter with 12 other ladies similar to Chicken Soup for the Soul. It's called Manifest That Shit, available on Amazon. Love it! And congratulations. That's amazing. But again, you had this idea. And I'm going to write this because I know that this is going to help people. And he says, my purpose is to love Tigger. 100%. What is the why behind everything that you do? Without purpose as the compass to guide you, your goals and action plans may not ultimately fulfill you. You don't want to get to the top of the ladder only to find you had been leaning it against the wrong wall. When Julie Lapley was a child, she was a very big fan of animals. As a result, all she ever heard growing up was, Julie, you should be a vet. You're going to be a great vet. That's what you should do. So when she got to Ohio State University, she was studying to become a vet. She went to study abroad in Manchester, England, and away from her family and faculty pressures back home, she found herself one dreary day sitting at her desk surrounded by biology books, staring out the window, and it suddenly hit her, you know what? I'm totally miserable. Why am I so miserable? What am I doing? I don't want to be a vet. And the story goes on. But too many people allow other people to persuade them to do things that they actually don't want to do. Oh, you'd be a great... My dad wanted me to be a hairstylist. I'll build you a salon. You can't be a dancer. You're never gonna make any money. It's never gonna happen. And I danced all over the place. I didn't listen to him. But a lot of people would say, okay, fine. You know, you should be a lawyer. You'd be great at being a lawyer. And they go and do it and they're completely miserable. It's us taking 100% responsibility for our lives by doing the things that we are inspired by doing the things that we love, by doing the things that we are called to do through our life purpose. So again, I will ask, do you know or fully understand what your life purpose is? Yes or no? Comment. I'm forcing you to do it. Forcing you to do it. Let's get into affirmations. I told you guys this so many times. Come up with an affirmation. Thank you for being honest. No. Chrissy doesn't know what her life purpose is. Who else? One person can't be confused or not know. Thank you. Gun-toting hippie. I love that handle. No. Karen, no. So before we get into this part, what is it? Okay, let's do this exercise. I skipped this part, and it's important. The life purpose exercise. I'm a mama bear breaking cycles of abusive women, but outside of that, I'm not sure. BJ says yes. Life purpose is to prove faith and share the love of God. Love it. Who else? There's only 5 of you that answered. The life purpose exercise. List 2 of your unique personal qualities, such as enthusiasm and creativity. Creativity. List 2 of your unique personal qualities. What is unique about you? I think my power is unique. People always comment on my power or energy. And my other unique personality is endless creativity. 100%. What are your 2 unique personal qualities? List 1 or 2 ways you enjoy expressing those qualities when interacting with others, such as to support and inspire. List 1 or 2 ways you enjoy expressing those qualities when interacting with others, such as to support and to inspire. I like to inspire people to stand in their power. That's 1 for me. And let's see. Being supportive says to support and inspire. A lot of us can say much of the same. So you want to support people, you want to inspire people. My joy for life is infectious. Those are people like BJ is talking about that are high vibrational. And people always tend to want to be around you, or they feel safe around you. They feel stronger around you. Because you're like, we got this. It's a totally different experience when you're around someone that's like, you're around like a couple of people that are like really scared and nervous to do something, and you're the person that walks forward and be like, we got this, let's go. That was always me. Because I was never intimidated by anybody or anything. That's a different energy than when you're around people. They're like, oh my God, we can't do this. This is too scary. Oh my God. And it's literally like something very simple. But some people live life through fear. Some people live life in that lower vibrational survival paradigm. It's a totally different energy when you're around people that live from the survival paradigm. Guilt, shame, anger, frustration, sadness, fear. Those are all the survival paradigm. When you are around people like that, energy is contagious. You either become that or you fade away from these people. But it's a different energy when you're around people like that complain all the time and they can never just figure their way out of anything. It's different energy when you're around people that are like, we got this. This is our plan. We're going to do this, that execute, that follow through, that are fearless, that are encouraging, that are empowering. The energy is different. You can hang with people in the survival paradigm in the morning. Hang with people that are in the, what's the middle one? Neutrality, I think. People that are in positive encouragement, things like that. What's the difference? The people in the morning are going to bring you down. The people in the afternoon are going to lift you up and make you feel like you can do anything. Assume that the world is perfect right now. What does this world look like? How is everyone interacting with everyone else? What does it feel like? Write your answer as a statement in the present tense, describing the ultimate condition, the perfect world as you see it and feel it. Remember, a perfect world is a fun place to be. Example. Everyone is freely expressing their own unique talents. Everyone is working in harmony. Everyone is expressing love. If I were to assume, Julie says I like to encourage and heal. If I were assuming the world is perfect right now, What would that look like? That's a really big, loaded question because there's so many different things. I'll give you an example. I went to take a dance class last week, and I go to pull into a parking spot in the city, near the city, a parallel parking spot. I have like a car that's not big. So I was trying to pull into the spot, and the spot was really tight. There was a person sitting in their car in a plate right in front of the parking space where I wanted to get into. And it was a no parking zone. But they were sitting in their car smoking marijuana. So I tried to get into the spot, and there was still room between like my car and the car in front of me that was considered part of the parking spot, right? I wasn't going to be in like a tow zone or anything. So I pull up and I just like tapped the horn and I was like, can you move up a little bit? The guy completely ignored me. So I'm like, okay. So I tried to get into the spot. I'm like halfway in, couldn't get all the way into the spot. So I get out of the car and his window was like cracked like this. And he just looks over at me. I'm like, hey, would you be able to like just move up a little bit just so I can get in the spot? He was like, you can fit in the spot. The spot's big enough. I was like, well, I wouldn't have asked you if I could get into the spot because it's not big enough. Instead of, oh my God, yeah, hold up, no problem, I'll move up. He moved up his car. I pretty much think about that much. I kid you not. So if I lived in a perfect world, it would be to live in a world where people were harmonious, where people would go out of the way to do nice things for someone, where people didn't live in such a low vibrational, negative, disgusting energy, because that's what it was, that you could say, oh my God, yeah, no problem, I'll move up for you. He's like, you could fit in that spot. The most ignorant, disgusting human being that I've come across in a long time. And it's like, this is why I don't come to the city, because the city produces low vibrational entities like yourself. People that don't know any better, people that will never get out, people that will never leave. They will always be low vibrational, negative humans that try to make other people's lives miserable. I don't ever want to come across people like that. Ever. You walk into any city and you smile at somebody, 9 times out of 10, they ain't smiling back. You don't even exist to them. It's like, hey, we're all on earth together, remember? So, part of my perfect world would be that people understood kindness. People understood the map of consciousness. That would be number one. Is that people understood the map of consciousness. And if you understood the map of consciousness, you would not be living in the survival paradigm, because when you live in the survival paradigm, you ain't getting the things that you want out of life. I don't care if you're a multi-millionaire and you're a miserable prick. You might have money, but you're miserable. So that would be first and foremost, is that everybody knew, because it was taught in our schools, what the map of consciousness represents. And how that determines everything that you get out of life. It's harder and harder to tolerate the negative energies. I don't want any parts of it. It's very difficult for me to go places. People are like, oh, are you going here? Are you going there? No, I'm not actually. Are you going to come to this party? No, I'm not. Why? Because I'm not. That's why. That's why. I'm just not. So I'm very, very particular in where I choose to participate and bring my energy, because I don't want it. I don't want it. So therefore, I ain't going. If I don't know the energy of a place, I ain't going. And sometimes you miss out on opportunities doing things like that. But if I know the general overall energy of a room or a place is going to be jealousy, negativity, envy, not growing, I'm not going. I don't participate. I'm just not going. I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about it. I don't care if people are like, oh, this person, she didn't show up here. I don't care. I ain't going. So assume the world is perfect right now. What does your perfect world look like right now? So this is the life purpose exercise. Thank you. Thank you, Gab. Combine 3 prior subdivisions of this paragraph into a single statement. Example. My purpose is to use my creativity and enthusiasm to support and inspire others to freely express their talents in a harmonious and loving way. I think most of us could probably agree that we would like that. That you can use your creativity and your enthusiasm to support and inspire others to freely express their talents in a harmonious and loving way. I use my creativity to try to park the car, and I use my enthusiasm to ask a person to move up. He was not harmonious nor loving. And it just goes to show you, and I said this too when I was traveling last week. When you go to an airport and you're people watching, you can know what a person is thinking, feeling, what their direction of their life is just by looking at them. I can read energies. But you can see the energy of a person as soon as they're walking by, what they're like, what they think about themselves, how they present themselves, how they show up for the rest of the world. A lot of people are not harmonious. And a lot of people don't show up in a loving way. They show up as miserable, low vibrational motherfuckers. And so, if you can have a perfect world, what would that be like? Is to have people that, again, I will talk about this. Alec, manifest me there and I'll be there. I'm actually really thinking about it, and I don't ever think about doing these things. So I'm actually really considering it, Alec. But I'm also manifesting something else about confluence. So when you tell me that, I'll let you know. How do you want to show up in the world? What energy do you want to emanate from you? This is all about self-awareness. When we have the awareness of everything that we are, that's how we can become better. That's how we can become different. That's how we can attract whatever it is that we want, whether it's love, money, abundance, happiness, all the things. If you don't know who you are, how are you going to attract what you want? My voice is breaking up. Is my voice breaking up, or is it just for Alec? Because Alec is usually punished on this platform just like me. I don't know. Once you have determined and written down your life purpose, read it every day. I need to do that too. Once you have determined and written down your life purpose, read it every day, preferably in the morning. I'll give you an example. Alec. Alec has discovered his life purpose. He works at it every day. He puts his phone on do not disturb because he's doing so much that is towards his life purpose. And that inspires me. Because you get lost in this life with, what direction am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to be doing? Where am I supposed to be? And every day he works at his life purpose, the way forward. Alec has created a platform called The Way Forward, showing people what it's like to move forward in this world with how, destructive and dark that it might be. What is the way forward? And he interviews people all the time about what that looks like. If you are artistic or strongly visual by nature, you may want to draw or paint a symbol or picture that represents your life purpose and then hang it somewhere where you see it every single day. This will keep you focused on your purpose. And I talk about this. Instead of doing a vision board, sure, do it. Hang it all over your house, in your toilet, on your mirror, wherever you want to do it. Make your vision board the background wallpaper of your phone. You open your phone 7,000 times a day. Your subconscious mind will see those subconscious and subliminal messaging every time, even if you're not looking at the wallpaper. You're still seeing it. Love you too, Alec. Make that your homework today. I don't feel like making a vision board. I don't feel like doing all this. It takes you 20, 30 minutes. Get creative for 5 minutes of your time. 30 minutes. Because you're always seeing. Yes, I enjoy listening to the Way Forward podcast quality show. Absolutely. And Alec doesn't half-ass things. He's a perfectionist, psychotic perfectionist. So he embodies what many people do not possess, which is that discipline, which is moving forward in a direction that he consciously wants to go in. Alec doesn't allow someone to push him one way or the other. He goes forward consciously and purposefully. What's the one word that I'm looking for? intentionally. He didn't create a podcast because every Tom, Dick, and Harry created a podcast. He doesn't get on there and just waste time and just have dumb conversation. He has the most important people that can really help others thrive, that can really help people understand what this world is, how to move forward with the way forward. When we live life intentionally, we inspire others to do the same thing. Social media is like a carbon copy of a million different people. How many women you see that get the same surgeries, the same nose jobs, the same Botox, the same lips, everything. They don't have a mind of their own. They don't realize how unique and special that they are, that they just do what everybody else does. I came here to break that mold. Many of us came here with a very specific message and purpose. So again, what is your purpose in this life? Maybe it's teaching people how to build a truck. Maybe it's showing others how to build a house from the ground up. Maybe it's opening an animal sanctuary. I don't know what your why is. Only you know. If you could have anything, what would it be that will drive you? If you could have anything, what would it be that drives you every day? Money is not an issue. There's no limitation. What would you have? I have in my mind what I would have. I have a business plan for it. So it's getting there. It's staying committed to the idea. It's getting out of your limiting beliefs. That, oh, it's just too big, I can't do it. Bullshit! There is no end to consciousness. Because there's no end to God, because God is infinite. What is my purpose for living? What is my unique role in the universe? If you don't know the answer to that, think about if money were no object, if there was nothing getting in my way and stopping me from doing something, what would that look like? What is it? We all know the answer to that, but we just think it's so big that we can't have it. So what is that? Because then you can at least know the direction. Maybe it's a huge project. You could take step one, look at some land. You could take step one, open a book. You could take step one, go look at some properties. Become inspired. Go to an art museum, whatever it is. Societal influences are limiting beliefs. 100% on purpose. Because then if we didn't have limiting beliefs, we would know that we're what the opposite of that is limitless. So, I hope that was your kick in the ass that you needed today. About our purpose, attracting money, attracting abundance, attracting all the things that we want in life. I hope you guys have an amazing Friday. I was confused all week. Have an amazing weekend. And I'll see you all on Monday. Manifesting Monday, 9:30. My ebook is hopefully going to be done soon. And I'm making it crazy and messy like myself. So it will include very personal things of myself and fun messages. So I'll see you all on Monday. Have a beautiful weekend. And ask yourself what your life purpose is. Figure it out, because ain't nobody else going to figure it out for you. Okay? Love you all. See you.